All right, welcome everybody to the CTC Cup Series Week 6 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This week it's the Roval. Getting ready to get started here. Most drivers finishing up qualifying. All right, roughly 30 seconds left. It's going to be a slightly cool race, a little bit of wind. It's just over a 2-mile track. A lot different from the Charlotte Oval a lot of us are used to. On your screen is that track layout. This is actually the 2018 version that NASCAR ran a long time ago. About 4 years ago. It was their first iteration of it. That backstretch chicane is very short and high speed, so that's going to be a problem for a lot of these drivers. It's going to be tough to get through. Definitely can't go through side by side, so going to need some coordination from everyone. On your screen is the grid. The drivers get set, get in the cars. Blake Giglio with a 1:16.7 puts it on the pole. Definitely not his first pole of the season, but he's looking to get that second win and tie himself with Harry. Harry Grindell is the only driver with more than one win so far. 4 drivers total have wins and lock themselves into the chase starting week 11. Those drivers are Harry Grindell, obviously with 2 wins. Blake Giglio got a win at Chicagoland. Hayden Lowe with the win at Auto Club, and Jake Pickrow with the win at Daytona. All are locked into the chase. We'll take a look more in depth at the points later in the race. Alright, so grid for tonight, 19 total drivers making a lap. Blake Giglio on the pole, obviously. Harry Grindell going to be on his outside in second. Trenton Sneed in third. Will Spark in fourth. Michael Christopher starts fifth. Andrew Beach in sixth. Calvin Salakane 7th. Quinn Newton in 8th. Zachary Swicegood 9th. Jake Pickerel 10th. Cliff Mullins in 11th. The Lucky Karolek starts in 12th on row 6. Beyond that, Jonathan Leach in 13th, James Rouse in 14th, your SRM drivers there, all making up row 7. Dave Hoitzma in 15th, Liam Yervig in 16th, Daniel Wall in 17th, Shane Wielden in 18th, and Shay Derryman rounding out the field in 19th. That was your grid for tonight. The driver's going to make one pace lap. Right, you can see, throw up the track map here so you get an idea of where they are. See, they're pacing through that entry onto the oval right now. This is the NASCAR version of the track, the oval. It's NASCAR turn 1. Round and through. Now NASCAR turn 2, and there's 2 turns left in the track. One would be the backstretch chicane, which you'll see them come up on momentarily. Right on board with one of these guys to get a feel for it. You can see too wide through that backstretch chicane. That's the only time you'll see that. Very short chicane. Don't even have to let off much. You just got to get through it as quickly as possible without losing any speed. It's a lot different from most chicanes at racetracks, but it's something different, so it should be fun to see. They're making their way through NASCAR turns 3 and 4. They'll head through this final chicane and take the green flag here in a second.
Green flag.
There it is. Green flag is out in the middle of the chicane. Harry Grindel's going to give Blake Gabriel a little bit of room there. Don't want to cause a wreck immediately. Think we might have a wreck. Not yet, not yet. Apologies. Some drivers jockeying for position. More Andrew Beach right there. Gabriel's still out front. Harry Grindel's right on his bumper though. The driver's very slow on this first lap. They're just trying to get up to speed. Oh, a little bit of wall contact there for 33. See back in the background right there, they're heading down the backstretch at speed. Those leaders making their way through that chicane. Very smooth. Good job. Take a look at everybody else as they make their way through. 33 just taking the clean route there, didn't want to junk anybody. Very close from the 97. 4 also missing the chicane. Oh, that's big contact there for the 53. Not sure if anybody else got caught up with him. Looks like Daniel Llewellyn getting some damage. Very unfortunate. Take a look back at the leaders. So only 19 laps this race, so assuming we don't have a caution, should shape out to be roughly 25 minutes. Very short race this week. A quick sprint here at the Charlotte Roval. Check back in with those guys who got involved in that wreck. Darren Dairyman, a little bit of left front damage. Daniel Llewellyn also a little bit of left front. Missing the hood as well. But I think other than that, everybody else making it through somewhat clean. Looks like Shane Wheeldon a little loose on that exit. A little bit of contact between those two, but I guess Rubbin's racing, right? Head back up to the leaders once again. They come through the front stretch to finish lap 2. And Blake Giglio still out front. This field already very spread out. We got guys in the infield, we got people still on the oval, so definitely spreading out a bit faster than I think these guys expected. A little loose for Trenton Sneed there. Got a battle between Will Spark and Trenton Sneed. Also a battle up front for the lead. Oh, Blake Giglio launching his car right there. That's going to give Harry Grindell a big run. To the outside, a little bit of a block from Giglio. And that's going to be able to keep Harry behind him, but I can't imagine Harry was too happy about that. And a little bit of a bump to the 16 there. They had to turn 1. Now through turn 2. Into the bridge. We're going with Trenton Steen and Will Spark. Still side by side. Bumper to bumper. And contact. I think the 39 got the wall a little bit. Sacks twice good. It was showing him 2 laps down. I don't think that was correct though. Looks like he is sitting in 12th right now. Not too bad. I think he started from the pits, so it's pretty good to be able to get up to 12th already. Let's go through the chicane again. Very spread out racing. The leaders heading through turns 3 and 4, and they are still right over top of each other. Not much separation. Trenton still sitting in 3rd. He is just still under fire from Will Spark, but those guys have, I cannot believe the 2 leaders have pulled almost 10 seconds on the entire field in roughly 4 laps. Very impressive from these 2. I don't know where they found that kind of speed, but oh, Blake Giglio super loose. So is Harry. Harry Grindell and Blake Giglio both getting very out of shape through the chicane. I think Harry got a little more out of shape than Blake did. It's a toss-up between these 2. Because I do not see a track blocker causing a caution anytime soon. They're really the only 2 battles on track. I think this one's the closer. Oh, Will Spark! I think this car is a little loose for these guys. Or as road guys would call it, oversteer. Those rear tires are not going to be very happy with these guys when we get toward the end of this race. But take a look at the last times for everybody. Blake Giglio ran a 1:17.6 the last time by, and Will Spark dipped into the teens as well, but other than that, I'm just seeing 20s across the board, so maybe a strategy for some of these guys to save a little bit of tire. Because, I mean, it looks like it's burning the rear tires a little bit if you don't take care of them, but I think it's going to come down to the 16 or the 70 winning this race. They're catching a little bit of lap traffic now. Daniel Llewellyn there with a little bit of damage from lap 2, I think. And they go super wide in that corner. They're finding all of the speed on this track. Into the kink now. Oh, hard contact in the wall for Harry Grindel. His tires might be smoked. So, right on board with... Let's see who we got. Will Spark fell off Trenton a little bit. I think we'll go on board with Blake. Seems to be the fastest around here right now, so see what he's doing. He sweeps through that kink. Up through turn 7. Up back onto the oval. This is where you just go full throttle as fast as you can. It's going to be quick through this chicane. Just a little bit of letting off, maybe a little bit of brake. Perfect there for Blake Giglio. It's exactly what you want going through that chicane. A lot of lap traffic up here for him now. Gonna be tough to navigate through all this. This track is very tight quarters, not many passing zones. James Ryle's getting out of the way for him. Sportsmanship. So that was a lap on board with Blake. $11 to go right now in this race. Just under halfway. Dave Hoytsma getting out of the way. Harry Grindel, I think, had a little bit of trouble with lap traffic. I think he might have burned his tires a little bit too. Trenton Sneed, hefty lead for third, about 3 seconds. So he's sitting pretty comfortably right now. It looks like 7th and 8th are somewhat close together. Other than that, not too many battles going on track right now. Giglio getting around the 33. There's 10 to go. No, at halfway in this race. Giglio with a 4-second lead over Harry Grindel. Harry had, I think he had an issue on that last lap because it was over 3 seconds slower than his best. These guys are hitting around 2 to 3 seconds off pace from the lap 1, so I think the tires are starting to come into effect now. Dave Hoytsman missed that turn a little bit. I wondered where he went. I saw him enter the corner, I didn't see him come out. Harry Grindel getting all the room out of that chicane exit right there. He's trying to make up any time he can, because if he wants to catch Blake, he's going to have to start moving right now. See Quinn Newton there in the 88, just getting lapped by Blake. Quinn, not the biggest fan of road racing, he makes that clear to me a lot. NASCAR road racing, that is. Harry Grindel behind him. He'll try to make his way around Quinn. Jake Pickrell, haven't talked about him, but he's got a solid top 5 finish right now. Looks like a clean car. Good night for that Wildfire Racing machine. He's got that win, locked himself into the chase, so he's not worrying too much right now, but just out there having some fun. Get a solid top 5. And then his teammate, Calvin Salkane, in 6th, right behind him. Good night for Wildfire Racing. Because although the driver's points may be locked up for those two, for Jake, getting in the chase, they're still worrying about that team championship. Wildfire is definitely still in the hunt right now. But last week, Nesquik Racing took the lead from BGR. So speaking of points, here's the points as they stand right now in terms of Drivers' Championship. Harry Grindell obviously in the lead with 2 wins. Blake Giglio, Hayden Lowell, and Jake Pickrell all locked into the chase. Mike Christopher with that overall points lead. He does not have a win yet though, so if he wants to make the playoffs as of right now, he will have to keep that spot. But if Blake Giglio does win this race, holds on, that will put 2 non-winning drivers into the playoffs. If we had different winners throughout the end of the regular season. So 8 to go, coming to 7 to go right now for Blake. Gap staying about the same between 1st and 2nd. Trenton Sneed and Will Sparks still pretty much right next to each other. Looks like Daniel Wallen having some issues. Maybe involving the 53, not entirely sure. 19 around. That Tracker Boats machine has not had a good night, I can tell. Clean car though still, so hasn't hit any walls. It's always a plus. Still in a decent spot. Sitting there in 14th. Obviously, less cars showing up for the road courses. That's typically how it goes. So, 19 people out here tonight. It's a good points night for anybody who did show up. Blake getting around some more lap cars there. Around that 53 of Shea Dairyman. We have a battle for 6th and 7th. Like Christopher knocking on the back door of the 29 of Calvin Salkane. As well as Andrew Beach and Cliff Mullins. Cliff getting a little slow through the chicane there, so not too much of a battle right now. Take a look at our times once again. See, Blake Giglio and Harry have slowed down tremendously. They're starting out, their best times were in the mid-17s. They're now around 1:19, so a second and a half off of their start pace. But Mike Christopher looks like he was 2 seconds faster than Calvin that last lap, so I think either he's running him down or Calvin had a bit of an issue. Like Christopher gridded in ninth, so he's up 2 positions from the start. Calvin also up 1 position. I'm sorry, Mike Christopher started 5th, so he's down 2 positions. Calvin is up 1. My apologies. But Mike looking to gain those positions back. Calvin looking to hold on. Oh no, that is not good. He has dove headfirst into the backstretch chicane tire barrier. So, looks like Calvin Salacane's job just got a little easier. Mike Christopher just disappeared from his mirror. Very unfortunate for Michael. But his teammate Zach Weisgood there. Clean car, sitting in 9th place. It'll be a good night for BGR if Blake can get this win. 4 to go now at the line. Closest battle on track is going to be for 14th. Daniel Wallen and Shea Dairyman. These guys have, I think, been next to each other this entire race and have not been too keen on each other. '53 going to make the move to the bottom. I think the 23 is some engine damage. Not sure how the 53 doesn't. Daniel having some problems with that car, so not too much of a battle there. 3rd and 4th, still heating up. It's been like this the whole race. 3 to go now. So that's 17 laps worth of Trenton having to hold on from the 45 behind him. Harry Grindell still 4 to 5 seconds behind. Not too much happening there. A little bit of a blink from Trenton. Lost him for a second. I think the 53 was stopped right there. It looks like the 53 towing it. 15 cars left out on track. It's a game of finding Blake Giglio. He's so far out in front of the field. Making his way by Cliff Mullins in the 37. He is lapped up to 7th. 6 cars left on the lead lap, and he's trying to get the 29. I think it's just a game of staying out in front of Harry and lapping as many people as possible for Blake right now. But 29 is about a straightaway in front of him, so I don't think he'll catch him in time. 2 laps to go right now. Looks like Dave Hoytsma, unfortunately, out of the race. Not sure what happened, but very unfortunate. One of 4 drivers. I think, actually, Lucky Car is still out on track. Looks like trying to make up some positions. But this track is a tough one. It doesn't look tough. It's very high speed, but sometimes that can confuse you a little bit and think you got more speed in it than you got. That's nothing holds more true for that than the backstretch chicane. I think plenty of guys tonight just overshoot it, thinking they had more speed, and just hit that tire barrier. And once you're in that tire barrier, there's no getting out of it. So white flag right there, Blake Giglio taking it, but that is definitely not the race over. I think Blake's just going to try to coast it to the end here. It'll be his second win of this season. First one came at Chicagoland earlier this season. About 3 weeks ago. 34. 33 stopped right there. Jonathan Leach, I think. Yep. But he's going to lose a few positions from that, unfortunately. Harry about 6 seconds behind Blake. Trenton Sneed and Will Spark. Will Spark's about 3 seconds behind Trenton, so I think Trenton's sitting pretty good right now for third. But no surprise here, Blake Giglio gets through there clean. Now one more turn left for this is official. Blake Giglio comes through the final chicane, takes the checkered flag, and he gets a win at the Charlotte Roval. Behind him, Harry Grindell taking second. And we'll wait another 40 seconds for Trenton Sneed to get around here and take that last podium position. Absolute clinic from those two up front. I don't know how they had that speed. Trenton Sneed, very good road racer, very good racer overall. To put 40 seconds on him and the rest of this field is very impressive. Barney's going to be waving that checkered flag for a while. Trenton Sneed will Spark cross the line. We'll wait for those last two on the lead lap. Comes Calvin Salakane in the 29. There it is. Looks like my overlay is froze, unfortunately. I'll try to find Blake. I think he's doing burnouts. Blake Giglio burning down on the front stretch. Sorry, the blimp cam's all I got right now. Great burnouts from Blake with his team. SDK finally figuring itself out. There it is. Blake Giglio, your winner. Second win of the season. Congratulations to Blake. Get our results up right now before we get these interviews underway. It is not Vegas. Apologies for that. So we'll just act like that says the Roval. So yeah, top 10 there. Blake Giglio, Harry Grindell, Trenton Sneed, Will Spark, Jake Pickerel, Calvin Salicane, Cliff Mullins, Andrew Beach, Zach Swaiskin, and Quinn Newton. Top 10. And Mike Christopher, the last on that, actually, the last of the lap down cars. And then beyond that, James Riles, Jonathan Leach, Daniel Llewellyn, Shane Wielden, Shay Derryman, Liam Yervig, and Dave Hoitzma. And Lucky Carly in 19th. Blake Parks on the front stretch. We'll get him in here for an interview to start. Blake Giglio, it's Lucas in the booth. You got me?
Yeah.
Well, you won this race in dominating fashion. I mean, you put 40 seconds on everybody but Harry. Were you worried at any point that you were going to win this race?
Yeah, probably for like the first 20 or probably 15 of the 19 laps that we had. Harry's just really good here, and I was making a couple mistakes here and there, and I think I had him through the back stretch there, and I started jumping it. But I mean, other than that, I think that we were pretty fast and we got to do our thing.
Yeah, you had a few moments there. I saw you get loose through that chicane, and it took a few people tonight. I think we had 4 or 5 people hit that tire barrier, but you were able to survive. You never hit it, and you were able to come out with a win, about 6 seconds on Harry, and lapped most of the field. So very impressive. Good job again. Congrats. Any other words?
No, it felt like a monster truck down the backstretch, though. I do tell you that. I mean, you just had to drive it in there and bounce it off and hope it stuck, and it stuck for 19 laps.
Yeah, it looked like a handful. I saw a lot of guys stepping out and having some issues. So, glad you were able to get it done. And got any other sponsors or shout-outs or anything like that?
Yeah, shout out to you for broadcasting. Shout out to CTC, Racing, Blooddrag Esports, MNAC Performance, Big Swanson Shock Technology, Apex Auto Glass. Everyone that's on here, and everyone that gets it going.
Alrighty, well, thanks for joining me. Congrats on the win. We'll see you next week at Charlotte Oval.
Yep, thank you.
Alright, now we'll bring in Harry Grindell in P2. Harry Grindell, it's Lucas in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I've got you.
Well, it was an interesting race, and you were able to stay within Blake. So, you were able to see him the whole time, but you just couldn't get by him. You had a few chances, but maybe him throwing a block or two, or just maybe getting a good run off the corner. What'd you think? What'd you think you did differently, or maybe you saw it there?
I just kind of ran out of time. Really, is what it came down to in the end. I was sort of starting to reel him in and trying to sort of like 6 laps. But yeah, I was on him for most of it. We'd sort of accordion. I feel like I was faster, but when I was close to him, I'd sort of get loose, kind of come back, and after we gain all that momentum, and then one of the lap cars into turn 1 all but wrecked, and I just got loose trying to check up for him. I had to brake a bit more, lock the left front, rear went out, and that kind of ended it. As much as I sort of started to come back to him towards the end, it was too little too late by that point.
Yeah, we saw you making a few runs. I mean, the first 10 laps, I'd say you were within earshot of him. You could make any run you wanted, but yeah, like you said, those lap cars, it was tough, very close quarters track. Kind of can't go too wide in most of it, so it was tough to get around, and unfortunately, we weren't able to pull it out with a win, but a P2 is still great for you and your team, so congrats on that. P2 is still good. Any other words, though?
I mean, not really. Just obviously thank you to you for putting it on and broadcasting, everybody who makes this happen, Team Kamikaze, our sponsors, and yeah, I've recited this all a million times before. I didn't go through the whole list now, but yeah, just okay race, good points day for the team at the very least. So our standing there will be helped, and yeah, just on to next week when we start going back in a circle again.
Well, thanks for joining me. Congrats on the P2 once again. We'll see you next week in Charlotte again.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, our third place finisher, final interview of the night, will be Trenton Sneed. Trenton, it's Lucas. You got me?
10-4.
Well, you finished with a P3. But you didn't really see those guys in front of you. Those guys are on another level. I don't know how they did that, but P3 is still a great night. You're able to stay ahead of Will that entire race. You guys were battling the whole time. That was fun to watch. What did you see in the car?
A whole lot of steering wheel moving left and right violently, and me just going, oh god, oh god, that's the wall. Oh god, we're sideways. Yep, yep, that's a lap car. Please move, thank you. Let me check the mirror. Yep, he's on my ass. Yep, oh, in the fence again. Yep, he's in the fence too. Okay, yeah, this is happening. And 19 laps later, here we are.
Looked like Will was pressing that intimidate button behind you, but you were able to hold on and get that P3 finish. What were the tires like? I was kind of curious. I didn't ask those guys up front, but what did they kind of wear a little bit? I saw you guys fall off a little bit in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rear tires looked a little smoked.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the car didn't exactly handle good the entire race, but it didn't get any better at all. It got worse.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a corner to where I wasn't counter steering for all my worth for about the final half of that race. I don't know turn numbers. I kind of wish I could do what Dell Jr. did and just get like a damn sticky note and just tape it. But the turn before you go onto the oval, where the blue cones are, where me and Will try to drift on the parade lap at the end there. Coming down the hill, I don't know what I did. I don't know what lap it was, but he was on my ass, and the thing just stepped out, and I pretty much drifted that and walked out. I mean, I was like, I tried to throw away this podium, but hell of a race between me and Will. That's all I gotta say. That I don't think we went a lap that we weren't just both driving our tails off.
We had the camera on you for a lot of this race. It was definitely the best battle on track. You guys were going at it, and it was awesome to watch.
Battle on track.
Yeah, at a lot of the points, it was the only battle, but it was still really fun to watch.
You get one good battle on a road course. That's what you get.
Yes.
Everything else is just single file, and you just wait for someone to die due to lap traffic. But I mean, you just watch the one battle.
Well, at the very least, I appreciate you for giving us something to watch, because if it weren't for you, I don't know if anybody would have stuck around for that. So, oh, man.
Trust me, I would have rather it be nice and calm. I am drenched.
Well, I appreciate you joining me. You got any other words or sponsors or anything like that?
As always, gotta thank Team Nesquik, # Strawberry Supremacy. We got P2 and 3 out of that. Thank the Thunder from Down Under behind me, the Aussie man Will. We had a hell of a race the whole time. That was fun. He kept me honest. I think I actually squeezed him almost into the fence a couple times. I promise it wasn't intentional. It's usually because I was sideways and just trying not to loop it. Yeah, teammates. Beach, he finished top 10 in a road course race. I mean, hell literally froze over last week. It was colder than I think Antarctica for about an hour down here, so that was kind of scary.
Oh.
Yeah, hell froze over. Beach got top 10. Lucky, Cliff, VCR Sim Products, TreunUSA.com. If you want video surveillance or access control, go to TREUNUSA.com. Get you a quote. Tell them that I sent you. VCR Sim Products, Sneed Tombstone Game Farm, Sweet Tea Engineering, STC Imperium Racing. Mom and Dad, my sister for watching, my uncle if he watched, any of my friends or other family that watched, you for broadcasting. And yeah, that's about all I got. I'm gonna go take a long shower.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Congrats on the P3 again. We'll see you next week at the Charlotte Oval.
One last thing. I promised Beach I'd do it. This track sucks. It is the most Walmart equivalent of getting a Hot Wheels orange track set that you put together. That I feel like NASCAR tried to rip off the Daytona road course and not only shit the bed, but the mattress, the box spring, and through the floor and foundation. Okay, that's it. Goodbye.
All right. See you, man. Oh, Trenton with some choice words for the track. I don't blame him. It looked pretty rough for these guys, so... You know, sometimes you gotta try it, and I don't know if that was the greatest success, but it was still fun to watch. Those guys put on a good show, and thanks to you guys for joining me and the audience. It was always, it's always a great time having everybody here. It's awesome to be able to share this with everyone, and I love doing this. And yeah, I just appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate all the drivers that come every week. It's been an awesome 6 weeks so far. I can't wait to finish out the last 7, 8. Math. But no, that's going to be it for tonight. I'm Lucas Hoitzma. Join you again next week at the Charlotte Oval for the doubleheader at Charlotte.